going to get to the juicy question right now. How do you get to 100K per month?
My main business for the past 5 years has been in the real estate space. So there are 3 steps to this. First step is market message.
We're going to see inside the back house of 100K per month acquisition system. In today's masterclass, we have Yash Sampat with us. Thank you so much for taking the time out and be a part of this community and shed us some knowledge, shed us some light about what you do with the real estate marketing agency. First of all, man, those who don't know you yet, who are you? Where are you from?
So I live in Boston, Mass. Basically, I started 5 years ago in the real estate space. I'd been laid off right before COVID started. And then I basically bought like some courses online. Through those courses, I randomly started a real estate marketing agency. Over the years, first year I made like what 70, 80,000 for the whole year, like 6 months or so. And then the following year, I made like 240. And then the year after that, we were hitting about $100,000 months consistently. That's basically where my journey started. Now we are in a space where on average, we do anywhere from 60 to 100K months, depending on the month, depending on how the market is and stuff. But my main business for the past 5 years has been in the real estate space. So I know ins and outs of the real estate market, how these agents think, what that process looks. Also started like we've tried other agencies as well in the past, which have been decently fine, but I still come back to real estate because it's so easy to get started with it. If you can get the results for the clients, you can stay in the market for a long period of time.
I just want to make sure we hear this correctly. You said 60 to 100K per month, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure that is per month. Wow. That is USD or Canadian dollar. What currency is that?
USD.
Okay. Wow, that is just mind-blowing. What exactly do you offer to actually get that much revenue indoor?
So on a high level, we focus just on lead generation for our clients and mostly focus on seller leads for our clients. And specific type of seller leads, we focus primarily on divorce leads for our clients. So where somebody is getting a divorce, they want to sell their property, they're looking for an agent. That's where we come in and help the agents and sell them the leads, basically. So we don't do anything crazy in terms of like appointment setting or any of that stuff. We just get leads and we sell leads, but we focus on divorce leads. It's like a niche that we've created for ourselves in the marketplace.
I mean, if you guys thinking, right, there's a lot of guru in the space saying go broad, sell to everyone. And yet you have someone doing 100K going very, very narrow. He's not going after real estate. He's going after divorce real estate. So my question to you is, man, why seller lead and why divorce lead, right? Why not help with buyer? Because there's also money in that as well.
Yeah, buyer's pretty good. The problem that we had was a few years ago when the interest rates shot up in the marketplace and everybody just wanted seller leads. So we had to figure out a way on how to get seller leads for our clients. That's basically like just to stay in the business, you have to figure things out, right? So we were selling buyer leads in the past, and I feel like buyer leads are still really good for clients. It's just the mindset of most agents is they want seller leads and that's what they want to focus on. So we give them seller leads. But if you're like starting out, you can always do like buyer leads. A lot of folks, you can narrow it down based on what type of buyer leads, right? So a lot of times people just sell to agents saying, "Oh, we'll just give you buyer leads," right? But there are different types of buyer leads, like move-up buyers, people that want to buy a bigger property. There are different types of new construction properties. There are people that want to downsize. They want to buy. They are older folks that want to downsize and want to buy like a condo. So you can narrow it down based on the type of buyer lead you give to the client, and that way that will create a niche for you itself. So in a market where everybody's guaranteeing leads, everybody's guaranteeing deals, everybody's guaranteeing appointments, you come in, you just say, hey, we focus on these type of buyer leads or these type of seller leads, and it makes a market specifically for you rather than trying to just out guarantee anybody else. Because what everybody's doing in the marketplace right now is just out guaranteeing 10 listings guaranteed, 20 listings guaranteed, or 10 deals guaranteed. Well, yes, it works, but also attracts a lot of shitty clients, which nobody wants to work with, right? We don't want to work with shitty clients. We want to work with high quality clients that stay with us for a long period of time. So narrowing it down a little bit will help you get results with it.
All right. So one from the 100 and 1,000 of marketer out there is to differentiate the kind of lead that you offer to your client. So,
Hmm.
like, could you insight, because I don't know anything about divorce lead. Why did you pick divorce lead? Like, is it like a lot of divorce happening in the USA, or like what's going on there?
So yeah, of course, 50% of people that get married get a divorce, right? And out of those, if they own a property, they want to sell their property pretty fast. They want to get rid of it, right? So they want to move out of it pretty fast. And how I found out about it was just very random, right? I was just testing. I was like, oh, let's just test some of these sellers, see what attracts the most agents, and then we just start testing it. And then that's how we figure out like, okay, well, divorce leads are like pretty popular. Let's just market saying divorce leads. We just tested, and then we figured out, okay, this is what people want, and we should just give it to them. And nobody teaches this too. Like, I mean, like I'm sure if you take like any marketing courses or any of that stuff from any of the online gurus, they're just gonna give you general information because that's how they've done it. But if you want to stay in the business for a long period of time, you gotta think a little bit strategically, right? You can't just out guarantee everybody with your market message.
I see. So we'll definitely have more people coming in now. I'm glad, right? So just to recap for those who's just coming, number one, how he get to 100K per month in his real estate marketing agency is to niche down, right? By niching down, you actually differentiate yourself from hundred and thousand of marketer out there. Not just niching down to one niche, right, which is real estate, but niching down to one offer, right? So he's offering the worst lead to real estate agents in the US. And how we get there, doing market research, seeing what real estate agent in the US want, and it's found out to be divorce lead.
Yeah, niching down not in terms of like the market, niching down in terms of the product or the service. So the
Yeah.
market can be broad. Let's say you just do real estate agents, but the service you provide, you can niche that down. So a lot of people, what they do is they niche down the clientele, whereas I niche down the service.
So Mark, real estate agent is broad, right? But you niche down the service, so you're only generating divorce lead, right?
Hmm.
I run a marketing agency myself. I mean, like if I'm doing what you do, you would run into one problem, meaning that the lead that you generate, like all of your clients will become each other competitor. Do you know what I mean? Like there's only so much divorce lead in the USA at any given time. If I'm generating like 100 lead a month, and then some of those leads gonna be, going to like some of the different real estate agents that under my wing, and they're gonna be fighting each other for those leads. Like, don't that happen to you, competitor?
No, it doesn't really happen to us. I mean, there's so many markets, so many agents, so many zip codes, so many areas. Like, it hasn't really happened to us. It does happen if somebody's like, oh, like this happened, we just replace the lead for the client, but it hasn't been the biggest issue for us, if that makes sense.
Wow. Like, what pricing model do you charge? Like, do you charge like retainer like 2K, 3K a month, or you charge like one-time setup?
Right now, we do pay per lead. Basically, we charge, depending on the clientele, like sometimes we do pay per lead, and sometimes we have like higher packages where we sell 2,000, 5,000, and $8,000 packages, depending on how many leads they want. But an entry level price point is like they come in, we charge them a small setup fee, $500 to $1,000, and then we charge per lead, which is 75 to $80 per lead. Or we just charge them depending on how many leads they want. We just give them a package of 2,000, 5,000, or 8,000, depending on how many leads they want. So,
Wow. So it seems like in your agency, you have so much different pricing package. You have
mhm.
one-time setup and then pay per lead, and then you have 5, 6K package, and then you have like the low
Eight.
ticket like 3, 4K package. Like
Hmm.
how do you keep track of that? Because the way I was taught, like at least from my mentor, is to have like small pricing, like just have one or two pricing.
You got to play around with it, right? Like you just got to like you can start high, bring it down, right? You can drop the price, or you should just give them different options based on what they want to do, you know? You have to work with the agents and see what they actually are looking for pricing wise and what their budget looks like. Usually at the end of the year, we'll have a lot of like PIFs come through because people want to write off the money that they made, right? So like we've had clients that would come in and they would just spend like $8, $9,000. I just want to write off the money that I made. So I just pay it to you. You just give me the leads for the following year. So you got to have like different packages for those type of folks too. And there are folks that are like solo agents that want to try your service out before they basically go all in with it. So having
Mm.
like a pricing model for them kind of helps too. That way you don't lose those customers. A lot of
Yeah,
times what we see is like, okay, well, I just want to work with a specific type of a customer that can pay me X number of money. Well, what about the customer in front of you? Can you just close that person
yeah,
for any number of money? Like, does it matter? Like, it's still money. They're sitting in front of you. They have a problem that's not solved yet. Can you help them on a smaller scale to at least get that started? So that way, like every day, even if you have like two, three appointments, four appointments, you're closing one person to two people at anywhere from 500 to $1,000.
yeah.
Instead of like waiting for that $6,000 paycheck to hit your bank account, you can just help them on a smaller scale and get that started.
I see. Wow. So correct me if I'm wrong. So the key is to number one, have multiple flexible pricing package, and then especially have a low ticket offer for those who actually can't afford. A majority of the
Yeah.
people, I would say like 90% of the people that you can't close, lead them into like something easy to set up and something cheap, right? So they still become a client and it's lower your acquisition cost, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I think I don't know about you guys. When I first start, I have I don't know, is it just me? Let me know if you guys can relate. When I first started, I was very stiff with my pricing. I was like, I charge 3K per month. Like it's a very black and white yes or no. Like yes, you on board or no. Have a price in mind, but depending on the client, if they like seem like cool guy, like you're gonna get testimonial from him, you should definitely be flexible. If someone come in, they sound like unpleasant to work with, then you can be a bit stiff with your pricing. So what general advice do you give to people in terms of like having a low ticket offer? Let's say right now my agency offering Facebook ad lead generations, right? I only have one service. How can I make a quick low ticket, like how can I make like something that's
So
like $100?
$300, you can do like a 300 to a $350 setup for a client. You see what I'm
So
saying? So like instead of like, okay, let's say you're just selling Facebook ads, right? So like
yeah.
you just want to get people in the door and you want to do a low ticket service. Your low ticket service can be like 300, $400 and just get them do a one-time setup of their Facebook ad. And then what will happen is that some of the clients will be like, hey, can you just manage this for me too? And you can upsell them
Mm,
like hey,
mm,
on a monthly basis, or you can give them other services like appointment setting or something like that and charge them 2, 3,000 on that part, right? But if you want to bring them in the door, having something that's like tangible. A lot of times what people do is that, oh, let me give you a course, right? Or let me give you this, or let me give you that, right? Which is like an ebook or something. Well, that's not, yes, it's tangible, but it's not valuable to the client in terms of a service. If you give them a service that's a little bit more tangible, where you just set everything up for them one time, charge them a one-time small fee, makes a big difference. Now you're bringing in three, 400, $500 a day easily, and then you can use that money to bring in more clients.
I see. Wow. So not having a low ticket offer, but having a medium ticket offer, so around $300 to $500, and you just help them set up like Facebook ad, like the same ad template that going to get result, but just leave. Just set up like, hey, I need more lead nurturing, I need more management, I need to rotate my ad, I need more creative. And that's when your value come in. That's when they realize your value. So actually show result first for $300, $500, set up the ad and literally just leave and just like stop talking to them. I mean like not ghosting them, but just like let them do their own thing. Once they see the result, then they would need more thing, right? Russell Brunson say this. Once you help solve level one problem, it's create a level two problem, right? You help solve them with lead gen, then they need lead nurturing, they need more support, and they need more, automations and all that stuff. And that's when you upsell them to high ticket, 2K, 3K per month. And they would be better client anyway because they already paid you, right?
Yeah. You are also low ticket is very relative.
Mm,
Say my pricing structure is $8,000, highest pricing. My low ticket can start at $1,000. So it's very relative to the person, right? And to the
mm.
service that you provide. So just because everybody does $27, $7, $10, $18, $97, that doesn't mean you have to do that too. You can just have a higher pricing as a low ticket service, make the service a little bit more tangible.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like, for us, we charge like 5, 6K over 90 day. 500 is really low ticket, like really low ticket. It's really relative to your base
Yeah,
pricing, right?
correct.
And low ticket is, you're right, right. Low ticket is not $18 or $17 ebooks or something like that, because we're actually going to help them set up, which require human labor, right? So I guess like I'm going to get to the juicy question right now is that, first of all, like how do you get to 100K per month? Like what did you do? Did you drink a did you drink a magical pill, or what is that? Like how did that work?
Oh, it's just very simple. Like you just got to know your numbers and how to get there, basically, and then just spend money on advertising, right? That's basically what it is. There's nothing, no way around it. So there are three steps to this. First step is market message. You got to know like what your market wants. A lot of people, what they do is they don't really know the pain points, what people want, like what are their goals, desires, like basic stuff, right? Before you start any sort of marketing, you got to know those things. What does a real estate agent want? What are their issues? What problems are they facing? Stuff like that. Just having that knowledge makes a big difference. Second thing is like, what do they actually want, right? What can you present them that they'd be like, okay, well, yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. Let's just give it a shot. And then once you have that, then you start spending money on ads, get a few clients, get a few testimonials based on the results you get. You can start off with a free trial and then leverage that free trial and create another ad that shows the results that you've gotten for that client, and then just start charging them more money. So you literally need one free trial client. Once you have that one free trial client, what you do from there is you take the results that you've gotten for that client, and then you just get more clients to pay you money, right?
Mm.
And then
Mm.
once you have that in place, once people are starting to pay you money, now you got to know your numbers. Okay, well, now I've come to a point where I'm making like 10, 15,000 a month easily, no problem. Now I got to scale a little bit more. Now I got to know my numbers. If I want to get to 100K, what type of couple of $1,000 packages do I need to sell? Or like, just having those numbers in place is going to make a big difference for you. And then it's all scaling, right? You just spend more money on ads. A lot of people don't spend money on ads. They kind of get scared and stuff. We spend anywhere from like 10,000 to 15,000 a month consistently. Even in my worst times, we just keep spending. Even in the holidays when everybody's like not running ads, we just keep running ads. That's how we stay in business and keep making money.
Okay. Yep. So you spend 10 to 15K an ad. I mean, if you make 100K, you would have cash to spend 10, 15K. I mean, like
Yeah,
that's just
exactly.
10%. That's just 10 to 15%, right? If someone just to start out, like how do they know what the market want? I mean, it sounds easy to you or me, like we're sort of been in this space for like, years, but someone like just starting out, how do they know what a dentist want? How do they know what a chiropractor
So
want?
you just ask ChatGPT nowadays, and that gives you the answers. You got to know what questions to ask ChatGPT. That's the biggest thing. If you don't know what questions to ask ChatGPT, that's where the problem arises. But there was this book I read that gave away all the questions. Maybe after this call, I'll send it to you, Vico, and then you can send it to everybody. And I also have a list of questions too that you can send to everybody as well, which basically gives, let me pull it up, see if I can pull it up real quick. If you fill this out for any clientele, like let's start with the basic one, right? Like describe your ideal client. What do they call themselves? Shared characteristics. Think of the best clients that you work with. Right? If you don't have, you won't have answers to all of them, but like describe your worst client, right? List out all the painful problems that they've had. What will it cost them in terms of time, money, and energy if they don't solve the problem right now, right? What does your ideal client want to make more than anything in relations to what you do, right? So like questions like these is what's going to help you create an ideal scenario for your client. You do this before you start any marketing campaign. This is like number one, one-on-one and marketing, right? If you know this part, you can create marketing campaigns on the fly. Your campaign can be the shittiest campaign on Facebook, but if it's speaking to the avatar or to the client that you want to go after, it will crush it for you.
What is LOL? LOL, darling in your client worksheet. What does LOL mean?
I don't know why it says LOL, but it's an acronym for something. Yeah.
Laughing out loud?
No, no. It's something else. It's not. It's funny how it says LOL, but it's not LOL.
Yeah. This sheet is super useful, even if you guys don't run ad. Trust me, guys. Right? Because when you run cold email campaign, you run cold call campaign, or whatever lead generation, it's good to have a sheet knowing who you want to speak to. It's having a target and you're like shooting an arrow into that bullseye, right? Doesn't matter if you shoot an arrow, you could shoot a gun. You can throw a ball as long as you have a target, and that sheet is exactly what is the target audience is. Literally an ideal avatar, right?
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys have interest. Like we don't want to be, giving out stuff that's not relevant to you. If you guys want that sheet, drop a 2 in the comment, and I'll make sure worth like yes time to actually, pass the sheet down to everyone. This is kind of personal. I mean, like you don't have to, but can we see the ad that you're running to get yourself to 100K? Because you said you're running ad and you spend 10, 15. Is there something shareable?
Yeah, I can share it. Give me 1 second.
All right, wow. We're gonna see inside the back house of 100K per month acquisition system. This is amazing. Thank you so much, bro, for your willingness and your openness to share what's inside your agency. Drop a 5 or something to be excited to see like 100K per month agency client acquisition machine. Damn, right. Thank you, Reddy. Right. There's energy in the room.
All right. Can you see my screen okay, guys?
Yep. So you spent total $5,000 so far this month, right? From
Yeah,
1st of
this
February
one.
to 19th of February,
Yeah,
$5,000.
yeah. We got about 19 leads yesterday on one campaign and then 6 leads on this one. So almost like 20, 25 leads.
Yeah.
Just, and these are like not like name, email, phone number. They fill out a form, like a long form.
Facebook
Uh,
form or like what high
no,
level
no,
form?
no. High level. Not high level. I use like type form or something for it. This is the ad. Literally, if you just run this all day long.
Yeah.
On 3 divorce listings per month without spending any money on ads. Here's how our process works. Give us 10 zip codes, one county. We reach out to homeowners that are interested in selling. Once interested in selling, send the live lead directly to you. Vetting process, we're looking for, are they looking to sell? Are they working with an agent? Make sure the property's not already listed on the market. Here are some of the sample leads. You get the name, email, phone number, street address, any additional information about the property before we send the live lead directly to you. Here are some of the results. Shelly got an 890K listing. Rob got 400K listing within 7 days of starting. Paula got 2 listings, one for 2.5 million, one for 3.3 million. Tyler is consistently getting 2 listing appointments a week. And Rena got 2 listings signed in 4 weeks. Setup time 1 to 3 days to get you up and running. Price per lead $75 a lead. One-time setup $100. No contracts, no long-term agreements. Pay as you go. If you're interested, click the button below. Schedule. That's what we use, and then once they click on it, just fill out a form.
Well, my mind just get blown by how simple that is. Like
I know it's great.
a lot of people have to wear makeup. They have to get a super good haircut before they start recording, and this one doesn't even have your face in it.
It's wild. Look at the cost per lead, like
Yeah.
$10,
I mean,
$3.15.
how much you closing them on? Like, what is the average lifetime value?
So I told you, right? Multiple pricing options. They come in with that pricing, and then we give them other pricings.
Okay, like, do you have an average client, like average, right, like
Anywhere
lifetime value?
from 2,000 to 4,000 average client, average order value.
Wow. So like it doesn't take a genius to figure out if you get $10 per lead and the average lifetime value is 2,000, like even at like a 1% closing rate, let's say you was extremely bad, 1% closing rate, it's still gonna be highly profitable, extremely highly profitable. At 1%
Yeah.
closing rate. No one in the world could do 1%, let's say 10%, you know? Yeah.
My closer is from Mexico. I don't have like anybody from like US. I have a closer from Mexico. I've trained them really well. I have like 2 closers. They crush it. They make me 100K. Everybody hires people from the US. I just have like the closer from Mexico. I just hired randomly just to test it a couple of like last year or a year and a half ago. I had to train him a little bit, but they started closing like 4 or 5 clients a day. I'm like, holy shit, this is better than my closer from the US. So like I have literally have closer from Mexico closing deals for me.
Well, yeah, honestly, I think people from the less privileged country, they work a lot harder. They know what every cent actually mean. Are you paying them commission based only, or what? Like how do you
Small
compensate
base
them?
salary, like maybe $1,000 of base salary and then commission. So they make like 2,000 per month, which is not bad.
Mm. 1,000 per month, and then as base, and then it seems like you said you hired them randomly. So is it like a process that we can follow, or is it more like luck? Get them
Not
legit.
luck. So I've closed a lot of deals by myself, right? So things that I look for is make sure they are like don't really have like a thick accent and stuff. They can follow the process. They can communicate pretty well, and then they can learn and implement stuff. So like what happens is that he came in as if like he was an ISA, basically.
Mm,
He didn't know how to sell over the phone, take credit card over the phone, take any phone calls over the phone. He didn't know any of it. He knew how to like talk to set appointments, but closing is a different skill. Because like you and I both know, like getting an appointment and closing a deal, two different skill sets.
yeah.
So I had to teach him how to close the sale and what to say when to close it, how to close the sale, which was the toughest part about the process. So I taught him, he caught up pretty well, but the basics were there. Like he knew like what to, like he knew how to have a conversation, how to talk to people and stuff like that. I just had to teach him a closing skill and how to get the credit card over the phone, increase his confidence a little bit. He started doing really well. You got to know how to sell first to teach somebody how to sell, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But what's the process of finding them? Do you run ad to get them? You make a job post on Facebook? What's the process?
Uh, I mean, basically, like you can just make a job posting in Facebook groups and stuff, looking for an ISA or something, looking for a closer in Mexico. You can also use like a job boards and stuff, like nothing crazy, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah. I mean, like you in the US, so it makes sense to hire from Mexico. What if I'm from Australia? Like, where do I hire if I'm from Australia?
So if you're from Australia, Philippines is good. Like there are a lot of like qualified Philippine people. You can try India. There's so many other countries like locally. There are like talents like everywhere. People just want to work. They just don't have the opportunity to do the work, if that makes sense. So
Mm.
local countries you can try, like you live in Asia, but you're like in Australia, right? So look at neighboring countries where there's a lot of talent and try to have like pricing or salary where it's more than average, if that makes sense. Because a closer, you can get a high quality closer just because you have a more than average salary for them.
Right. So if I'm hiring in Mexico, I just have to beat the next company in Mexico. So like I just have to beat the local market rate there. I don't have to
Yeah.
like offer Australian market rate. I just have to beat the
No,
local market rate, whatever they offer in Mexico. Same as
correct.
Philippines, same as India, same as Pakistan. Like it's not hard to beat the market rate, guys.
No,
Like
it's
you
not.
know
It's
that people over there does not earn a lot. Like unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like people over there does not earn a lot. And there's actually more unemployment rate over there than the richer country. I want to come back to the ad that we see, right? One thing that I learned is that number one, right, we call it a UGC, user generated content. So if you have your mobile phone, guys, right? I have my phone and I do this all the time. I have Instagram, right? And I post on Instagram every day. Like just like recording content from your phone seemed very organic. It seemed like this is a real person behind the screen. It's not an AI. He prepared a slide and he literally just present his PowerPoint with his phone. Like that is insane. I never seen anyone like that. Your normal, boring, vanilla presentation have someone wearing a shirt, jumping on a Loom video, and showing people slide by slide. It put me to sleep. But the way you present it, I like the fact that you have a watch there and an Apple logo on your screen. Everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to the watch. It was fast. It get straight to the point. It was really fast. And real estate agent, they hate time waster. Like if you like click with them, they see the value from the moment they see your ad. It's gonna be like a lot easier to close because now they sort of have a feeling of your personality, your value, and your brand. So that is great. That is mind opening. Like I hope you guys like take great value from this. Do you run image ad or is it just video ad like this?
I was running image ads. I was getting good results with it. I was like, let me think about how I buy stuff, right? So like when I buy stuff, I like to feel stuff. I like to touch it. I like to see what I'm getting. What does that look like rather than just words on the screen?
Yeah.
So what I did was like, okay, why don't I just open up my process? I just show people what I do, how I do it, what results they can get. They might actually be more interested in working with me rather than just me telling them what I can do for them. So
Uh,
like it goes back to the age-old concept of like show, don't tell. Show what you're doing rather than telling them what you're doing. So an image can sometimes show stuff, but if you show them what you do rather than telling them what you do, you'll get the results that you're looking for.
do you have like
Very simple
example that we can
concept.
see?
Yeah, very simple concept. You can just apply with anything. I'm sure you already have results. people already in here probably working with a few clients. Just show them the results that you've gotten and then just tell them to book a call with you.
Do you have any like example we can see? Like, but is it image? How can you show result in an image? I'm
No, no,
just
in a
trying to
video, in
picture
a
it.
video.
Oh, in a
Uh,
video.
in an image, you can't really show that much. I mean, you can maybe show like a screenshot of like Facebook result that you've gotten for the client or how many leads you've generated for the client, stuff like that. Can't really show like the whole process, you know? Whereas if it's a video, you make it more tangible, but focus on the result that you're getting for the client at the end of the day. What are they
Yeah.
getting out of it?
Yep. And one of the things that I noticed about your ad is that you stay away from guarantee. You pretty much just show the process. Hey, this is how we get your lead. This is how we qualify them, and then you show the result like Jenny here get XYZ, John here get ABC. So you're more like into process and result rather than guarantee, right?
Yeah.
What is the fulfillment like? I mean, like, how do you get result for your client? Like, do you run ad to get a client or like how do you get
Yeah,
result
we
for your
do
client?
like a lot of different things. Like I have like a fulfillment team. We have like team members that run ads, Facebook, Google, YouTube, right? Manage campaigns and stuff. They also do like a lot of different things, such as texting, emailing, calling, stuff like that. So it's like a whole process that we've built over the years on the fulfillment side.
Wow. So would you say you have 100% hands-off fulfillment? Like 100%.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I haven't worked since November last year, like full 40 hours, even 30 hours, even 20 hours.
Wait. You saying since November until February, that's like 3 months. You work a total of 40 hours in 3 months,
Less 20 hours per week, less than 10 hours.
less than 10 hours per week. Like he's doing done for you. He's not selling course. Like I mean, I get it. If people are selling course, it's not much to do. It's automated. It's IP, right?
Yeah.
He's done for you. How do you even do that? Like I'm legit question. I'm asking for my agency. How do you even get result
Yeah.
without being involved? Like it's because it's done for you. It's mean you guarantee everything and you set up everything. You gotta have like someone special in there.
Yeah, my team's like pretty old. They've been with me for 4, 5 years. I pay them pretty well, treat them as family. I don't like mess around with them. I don't like go through employees. I just stick with like the base employees that we have, and they do a good job for me. They've been with me for like 3, 4 years. They get good salaries. They work hard. They get the results. And if there's any issues, so the 10 hours when I do work, it's usually like any escalations or something that I gotta deal with or something that I gotta like help them with on how to like manage a client or something. But most of the fulfillment is like basically just done. Like they just do everything from start to end. We don't do I don't do anything.
Geez, I admire that. I'm struggling to find that for my team at least. They from the US, like where are they from?
No, Philippines, India, Mexico.
Like what's on average you get for these people?
Oh, everybody gets a minimum 1,000.
Like the highest guy,
The
what
highest
they
guy is the sales guy, right? So the sales
so
guy
they get
makes
like
them,
2K a month?
yeah,
Like
2K
what
a
you said,
month.
right? Man, I have such a blast time like getting through this and understanding what it takes. For the last question here, what is the revenue that hold you for a long time? Like maybe you stuck at 50K for a long time or 20K for a long time. And what's the mind shift that you make
It's
to get out
more.
from that to 100K?
So I stopped chasing just the revenue number. I started looking at the profit margin, right? So like that was the number one thing, right? So the revenue is fine. Like I can make 100, 200, 300K, but if I'm taking home only $10,000, it's kind of shitty margins, right? Why are you even working at that point? So right now our margins are 50% to 60% on average. That net profit, not gross profit, like net profit.
What's the difference between net and gross profit?
Think gross profit doesn't include like taxes and stuff. I think there's something that's missing in there. Net profit is like what you take home after everything. What
Like
is your net
clean money, clean cash.
clean cash exactly?
And 50% is that net or gross?
Net.
So he take home 50 to 60% clean cash from 100K revenue. 100K, that's 50 to 60K per month, clean money.
Yeah.
Gee, that's why I saw you driving that nice car over there. You have a garage full of like supercar? Is that what you have?
No, just two cars. Just
Oh,
two
just two
cars.
car. Yeah, sure, man. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not really like into things as much. Like I have like small stuff that I want to buy, but like nothing crazy. Like I have like the two cars, I'm good with it. Try to do more, try to figure out if I can do more for other people. That's probably more beneficial rather than just buying new stuff. It's not doesn't change anything. Just do the same shit every day. Nothing changes in your life. You do 150K, 200K, 100K, like it's the same. You might buy some stuff, you might be able to pay your bills easily. You're not stressed about working for anybody else. Those are the main things, but everything else remains the same.
Can I just like personal question again? Do you born in the US or you born in India? Like where
No,
you?
I was born in India.
All right. So what age do you went to the US?
When I was 20, I moved
Wow.
to
So
the
that's quite adult. What pushed you to like make money?
I just don't want to work for anybody, to be honest with you.
Like, do you hate your boss or what happened? Like, what is it?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it a
just
bad guy?
annoying to like go to work and I don't really like it. It's like,
All
and
right.
all my family have been raised where everybody works for themselves. My parents don't have a job, they have their own businesses. My uncles have their own businesses, everybody has their own business. So like we don't work for anybody else. We just do our own thing.
Wow. So it's like family influence and all that stuff. So for someone who make 100K, how much is your lifestyle cost? Like,
5, 6K,
this is you and your wife or just you?
me and my wife both.
6K per month? So just like contacts, he make 50K and he spends 6K on lifestyle, like just eating out, going to the movie, paying electricity bill and water. So like it's very scratch. Like you got 40K left. So what do you do with this money? Like 40K lying
Invest.
around. Invest? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously that's for another master class. We're not gonna
Yeah.
go through that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go through the whole investment thing. Geez, man. I'm feeling like we know each other for a long time, but I feel like right now,
Yeah.
like, in front of everybody, I'm connected to you in a personal level. I feel like, we'll become closer somehow. And I'm really glad we did that. Now, guys, like it's Q&A time. If you have a question, oh yeah, ready have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put him
Hey
on the
Yash.
spot.
Thanks, Vico. Hey Yash. So
Hey,
I'm
buddy.
from Sydney and it's about 1:49 a.m. here. In the
Thanks for
morning.
joining.
So very much excited by your story and felt about having a sleepless night just to connect with you. So good to see you as well and good to see what you have achieved at this age. Look, I have one question around like, are you doing just go high level over here, or is there anything like from the fulfillment point of view, right? When you're leaving them for the Facebook ads to
So
run their own, is there anything else on that, or can you just
so the
let us
funny
know?
part is we don't even give access to our clients to GoHighLevel.
Oh, okay.
So I remove all the complications in my business. Because
Hmm.
anytime you give access to GoHighLevel, now you got to train them on how to use the GoHighLevel.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Okay, so like I just sell leads. You gotta narrow it down what you want to sell. What do you
Hmm.
do for the clients? I have a
Hmm.
friend who makes 600K a year take home, right? Just
Hmm.
him and maybe his wife. That's it. They
Hmm.
only sell leads. They only do Facebook ad campaigns for roofing companies. That's all they do. They don't have any go high level. They don't
Hmm.
have any crazy landing pages or any of that stuff. It's
Hmm.
probably tech cost is maybe like $100 a month. Maybe he
Hmm.
pays for Zoom. I don't even know if he uses Zoom or not.
Hmm.
But you gotta narrow it down to what service you can provide and just stick with it. Because when you add go high level, now you're adding complexity to your business,
Yeah, yeah, true. Okay.
right?
Uh,
So like you can just most realtors already have CRM,
yeah.
right? So why you want to sell them another CRM? What they don't really have is leads and appointments. That's the only thing that they don't have, right? So sell them that. Don't worry about anything else. Solve one problem at a time, right? Not you're not trying to solve like 50 problems at one time.
Mm. And just on that, right? Like say we are saying $75 per lead. So how much is it going to cost us? Are we spending the money for the ads for them then?
No, they spend the money on ads. When you are starting out, you don't want to do pay per lead, to be honest with you. You want to provide a service. You can do like Facebook ads,
Hmm.
charge them like 350, $500, either one-time setup or a monthly recurring, or I wouldn't even do monthly recurring. What I would do in your case is basically they come in, you jump on a call with you, be like, hey, we can run your Facebook ads,
Hmm.
stuff like that. It's just if we can just set it up one time, it'll
Hmm.
cost you $350.
Hmm.
And they're like, okay, cool. But if you don't want to get into managing anything on the day-to-day basis, I mean, we'll set it up, but if you don't want us to manage it on a day-to-day basis, I can just take it off your plate and manage it for the whole year for you for $3,000.
Hmm.
The whole year for 3,000?
You just,
$300 per month.
yeah, but they
Per
pay
month,
upfront.
like we are taking
Okay.
money up front. for a
You're just
year.
clicking a few buttons. You're not doing anything, Vico. Like, come on. Like, you're trying to like get money out of people for doing. I mean, I understand it's like a skill set and stuff, but it's like an easy yes price point for a lot of people. You don't want them to like think about it too much. You just want to get the money in the door, and you got to work with the market, right? What does the market say? What does that look like? A lot of
Mm,
times, what will happen is that the market, you're charging more for the market, but the market doesn't want to pay you that much. What are you going to do in that case?
mm.
Just fight with the market? Probably not. Just work with the market.
If anything, you guys have noticed about like how Yash thinks and how he
Yeah.
operate his business, he's always thinks outside the box. Like literally, he's do the opposite of what all
Yeah.
these gurus tell you. Like most gurus say sell to everybody. He literally just narrow down and he sell to one niche and have
Mm,
one service that he want to fulfill. Right,
mm,
so he's doing a lot of stuff outside the box, and it's based from trial and error, skill and experience. So I
mm.
really respect that from him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
If
have
I
an
were you, I'd just pick one thing that
Yeah.
you'd learn, set up like a good follow-up system for clients and just do one of those rather than
Mm,
offering both of the things, right? Because like
yeah.
what's going to happen is that your life will be miserable and you
Mm,
don't want
true.
your life to be miserable when you're making money, right? You want to be
Yeah.
relaxed, you want to be chill, and then you
Mm,
want to grow the business accordingly,
mm,
especially when you're starting out. I don't know if you work right now or not, but if you do work right now, like you don't really have that much time to learn 50 different skills plus managing clients on top of it,
mm,
right? So rather just do one thing, learn either Facebook, Google, YouTube ads, or learn how to set up back-end fulfillments, a reasonable price point that's lower, and then once they jump on a call, sell them on a yearly package for this much.
mm,
And that's what I would do. So that way you're literally bringing in
mm,
1,000, 2,000, $3,000 consistently on a monthly basis, on a daily basis,
mm,
not even on a monthly basis.
mm. So it's like closing one deal per day. Even if you're closing one deal, you're making 3 grand pretty much, kind of a thing.
For
Yeah.
that deal. Like it's still like $500 anywhere in the world goes a long way per day,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. True. True.
it's
It's
still
more
more than your
about,
job,
yeah. Yeah. Just earning more than the job. That's what we need at the end, right?
Yeah, you just have to
So,
earn more than your jobs.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Jane Laxon here saying, how did you get your person in the Philippines? Are they your appointment setter?
No, we don't have any appointment setters in the Philippines. One is an account manager. One is my head VA that manages some of the other VAs. Then one ads manager or something like that. They manage all the ad campaigns and stuff for clients. I think I got them from,
Onlinejob.ph?
yeah, onlinejobs.ph. I got from there.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. $300 per year. You could just like free traffics, free traffic. You just put any job post and you get application for it. Yeah, I was just like wondering, do you offering appointment setting for your real estate client? Because you said they need lead and they need appointment. So
No,
you,
I was just giving an example. We don't offer that, but I'm just giving an example.
Mm,
oh,
What do they need? They need leads, right? And if you're not calling, if they are calling the leads, then they set up the appointments. If you're calling the leads, then you set up the appointment. But we don't, then it's like an extra step that you're adding to the mix. We don't offer the appointment setting. It's like too complex. I don't want to make it too complex.
yeah.
I just want to keep it mad simple so that like for me, it's like easy to work the business.
How you deal with the client that say, "Hey, your lead is trash. I'm not making my money back." How you deal with that?
Cancel anytime.
Okay. Well, if you have such a good client acquisition, it's actually lead to your fulfillment. Because like cancel anytime. I got like 5 other real estate agents waiting to replace you.
Yeah.
Right? This is the power of dial-in client acquisition. Because you have so many opportunity, you could just like cancel anytime, just like he said.
I don't really care. I mean, like I care, but like if you're stupid, like I'm not gonna help you. Like
Mm,
wait, I'm trying to find the best client out of all the stupid clients. So like
absolutely.
stupid clients will leave after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that, you know? But like the best clients will stay with me for years on end. I can give a monkey on how to do everything, but if they don't do it, I can't really do much with it, you know?
mm,
What do you want me to do?
People need to be taking responsibility of their own life and their own business. Like, and you here just helping them, right?
You're there to help them, but you cannot control their business.
mm,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to help them. Like, okay, hey, this is what it is, but like I don't run your business. You run your own business. If you fuck up, you fuck up. That's on you, not on me. I mean, I can help you, but like if you don't do shit, like you don't do shit.
I like that, man. I like that. And that's again, like it's all coming down to client acquisition. If you have a dialing client acquisition, you can be bossy. You have the authority to talk with your client like your partner, right? They're not above you, they equal to you, right? Anyway, do you have anything that you wanna, say before we finish up? Yes?
No, just keep it simple, guys. Learn the basics of marketing a little bit. Stick with one thing that you can learn, like get good at it. And then once you get good at it, you can just market it. And I would just, instead of, if you have the money, you can spend $1,000 a month. I just start running ads rather than just doing cold outreach. You'll start getting your first clients within the first 30 days itself rather than just waiting for a long period of time.
That's exactly what we teach our students. Just run the damn ad, right? Stop cold call, stop cold email, just run
Yeah,
the damn ad.
the
If
headache.
you,
Exactly.
if
I've tried a bunch of things. Just run the ads. It's easier.
Yeah. I mean, if you selling other people Facebook ad or any kind of advertisement, it's just ironic that you don't run ad. Do you know what I mean? You're not even
Exactly.
using what you sell.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.